How's it going, family? It's Friday. Lunch and news with DotSale. Let's get into it. Yeah, we made it. We made it through another week. We're in week 3. You know, like, I was thinking about it. I looked at my schedule and I said, I don't got nothing on my schedule coming up. I was like, man, I gotta add something to my schedule. It's like, you know, I gotta get to work. Like, I don't like not doing nothing, like, and not just getting into anything, but it's like when it comes to like work. But the crazy part about it is a lot of the things that I do for work are things that I enjoy. Actually, I would say all of it. All the things I do for work, I enjoy. I don't do anything for work that I don't enjoy. So I don't necessarily look at it like work, although I get paid to do it. It's almost my pleasure, right? I kind of look at it like it's my pleasure to do what I do. So that's kind of my thought process. And you know, we're going to talk about that because we got to talk about work. We got to talk about Doug Bowser from Nintendo. It's Feel Good Friday. We're going to go light on the stories. We're not going to go heavy in anything that's going to be depressing or extra negative, although some people might look at this as a really negative thing. We got to look at AB. We're going to check out Adrien Broner. We're going to see what's going on with Starbucks. 900 workers fired. I actually did content on them. We'll glance at that a little bit. I'll probably just throw the link to it in the description of this video so you can go check it out and kind of see what's going on there, because, you know, I did talk about the Starbucks thing about 4 months ago, and, you know, here we are seeing employees getting laid off, and I'm gonna show you why. First, I gotta feed y'all. What do you think we're having? We're gonna go with, let me see, do I got it right here? Yeah, I got it right here. Of course come on. Of course I'm gonna feed y'all. This is Lunch and News with DotSale. Like, you don't think I'm gonna feed you? Yes, we're going spicy ramen. Let's look at the color. You can get this in many different ways. You can just go to the store and just buy like a noodle cup, just throw water in there, and you know, you throw it in the microwave, put the packet in there as far as the seasoning, cook it up real quick. Very easy, very easy. So this is going to be a quick one, but of course, we always got to have someone prepare our meals for us. So we are going to go to Smoking and Grilling with AB, not Adrien Broner. We're going to talk about him later. This guy's channel is Smoking and Grilling with AB. Has 3.47 million subscribers. Does AB. So, you know, you can go over there and subscribe, but I don't think he really needs help with that part of his channel because he's doing quite well for himself. But I thought his video was interesting. It's 15 minutes long, so we're not going to watch nearly that much. However, we will watch a little bit, and I thought it was interesting because he's using, like, he's got this nice setup, but then he's got these cheap packets of noodles. Noodles I would never eat. I got at least these ramen noodles right here. These ones right here, they cost like, I don't know. If you buy them in bulk, you can probably get them for like 10 cents a pack. My noodles got to cost at least $1.09. I need the slightly more quality noodles. I might get the rice noodles or something like that. And yeah, they got to be at least like $1.09 a pack. I got to go at least semi-premium. Let's see what he's got to say.
Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my ramen, right? So
he gets right into it. I
discard the little package that come in here with the ramen, but we want to make it just the way the ramen say make it, right? So I kind of like just give it a break, and whatever happens right there, right? So let's just go ahead and continue these. Let's hurry up and get these in here because these cook very, very fast, right? So let's just take this out, right? Give it a little, see, there we go. You want to make it just the way the package said.
Bro didn't even go to the Asian market. He straight up went to his neighborhood corner store with EBT and was like, yo, just give me all the ramen noodles you got. I'm about to record this video for my 3.7 million subscribers in a fancy kitchen, but I'm going to get the cheapest noodles possible. I like it. I rock with it.
Says right? These right here say, you know, do it in 2 cups of water. Since I'm gonna do 3, we got 6. Now remember, I tell you, it only take like a couple of minutes, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and continue. This is what I started doing off camera. You know what I mean? You guys have seen this before. You know what I mean? I'm just preparing, you know, prepping, you know, my veggies that's going in there, right? I don't use a whole lot of veggies like that. You know what I mean?
If anybody grew up in the hood, you grew up in the ghetto, you grew up without much, and you had to figure it out when you were younger, a lot of times you would get ramen noodles. We actually, back in the day, we used to eat ramen noodles and we wouldn't even cook them. We would eat them in the action. We would crush up the pack, right? And then take out the seasoning, and then we would crush it up into like small little bits, and we just pour the because we eat them outside. We pour the seasoning from the ramen noodles in there, shake it up, and just eat it like chips. Didn't even cook it. Like that's the type of chips that we had to have because we were so poor. We're gonna skip ahead though. You see how he's doing it though. And then like some of the guys, they would actually like begin to start figuring out different ways. They put cheese in their ramen noodles, try to dress it up. Some guys were weird. They put like mustard in there and stuff like that. My brother was really good with that. Shout out to my brother. He used to cook up ramen noodles for us, and he'd add different types of seasoning in there. He'd make it spicy, put the cayenne pepper in there and all that. Like we used to just figure it out. We're just kind of skipping through and seeing what he's got going on. Like I said, very long video. We'll get to the end of what he's got going on though. I want to get y'all fed. All right, this the end.
Right? And look at that right there.
That's it right there. That's what we having.
Okay, so look, it seemed like it was a lot going on, but listen, once you make it, you get into the groove of doing it. It's super simple to make, you guys.
Super simple to make.
I'm getting ready to just go ahead and get me a bite of this. There's no need to over talk this. You know what? Cheers, y'all. And I got it.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you, bro. I liked your video. If we weren't on time constraints, then I would actually have played the majority of your video and let you really cook. No pun intended. But go ahead, go to the big pot over there, go in the kitchen, y'all grab some noodles, and then come back over. And I think it works because we're doing our first story is gonna be based off a company in Japan that is Nintendo. So we're gonna be talking about Nintendo. We're gonna be talking about what's going on in gaming. Doug Bowser resigned or fired, however you want to look at it. And I would lean more towards they told him we're gonna need to get you up out of here, but we're gonna let you leave with grace. Let me go off black and white. We're gonna let you leave with grace, and we'll let you go ahead and just resign, and we'll give you a compensation, a severance package. Maybe, and we'll leave you with a bonus, but at the end of the year, you're done, buddy. You're done. And you're gonna have to go. You've been a super villain far too long within our company, upsetting Mario, upsetting Princess Peach and everybody involved within Nintendo. And we're gonna have to get you up out of there, Doug. Dougie, we gotta get you up out of there. Let's see who Doug Bowser is, though. Let's just check out Doug Bowser and have a better idea of some of the things that he's done. And I'll go to just one quick clip of him before I talk about a few other things that he's mentioned. But here's one right here. We'll jump right into it. Doug Bowser. He's going to talk about
Can you talk a little
pricing.
bit about how the gaming pricing strategy is $80 kind of the benchmark for a AAA game from Nintendo? What should we be expecting in the Switch 2 generation as far as how much we're going to be spending on these games?
Yeah, I would say that we're not really looking to establish a benchmark for pricing. We look at every game and every experience and determine what we believe is the right price point based on that experience.
Now you see when he said that word, he started to, he knew he was already about to get himself into trouble, and he was rehearsing it, and he had his opportunity to say it with confidence, and he smoked it. Yeah, right here.
Say that we're not really looking to establish a benchmark for pricing. We look at every game and every experience and determine what we believe is the right price point based on that
price point. He's not confident in what he said. He knows that he's going to take some heat, but he continued on, and he doubled down afterwards, which is crazy.
Experience. You've had a chance to play Mario Kart World and see how deeply immersive it is and how fun it is. And we haven't shown everything yet. We still have a Mario Kart World Direct that'll be coming that'll show even the deeper feature set. So we believe based on the depth and breadth of the play and the repeatability of the play over time, the pricing that we announced is the right pricing. But again, other games like you mentioned, Donkey Kong Bonanza, it's going to be at a $70 price point because that is what we feel is the right price point for that particular gaming experience.
So there's no standard
Yeah, it's what we feel.
price, basically.
There's no standard. There's no standard price.
What
That's
about
right.
for third-party titles? Is that kind of up to the developer?
That's exactly right. It's really their choice based, again, on the type of gameplay experience that they're bringing.
Let's talk about supply. Really?
So, I mean, and this was preceding the Switch 2 coming out, and he absolutely set Nintendo in the wrong direction because now, and I'll be honest, like I can go through, if you want to just look at YouTubers, since the Switch 2 has launched, a lot of them have built huge followings just talking Nintendo hate. And it was all based off of how they decided to roll out the Switch 2, the price points, the variable pricing. One thing I'll talk about right here, Doug Bowser was very famously quoted for saying this. Well, what you see right here is variable pricing. Let me get Doug on the screen real quick. Let's get Doug back up. Let's see. Let's get a good screenshot of him. Let's get him right there. I like Doug right there. All right. We'll look at each game. Really look at the development. Durability over time. Repeatability of game experiences. That's what Doug said. And he continues to go on and say other things about the brokies that can't afford to Switch 2. I happen to have a Switch 2 right here. I paid, well, we'll get into it in a second. We're going to come back to that. This is what Doug had to say, though. He said, there are people that may not be able to afford the Switch 2. At that price point, that's why we made other Switch platforms available. Saying that, look, we're going to overprice this thing based off of our consumer base. But if you want to, you can just go on Facebook Marketplace, buy an old used one. But getting a brand new Switch 2 from Nintendo is not happening. We're not lowering the prices to the point where these guys were spammed. Every time they drop a Nintendo Direct, lower the price. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? Remind me, I'm going to link all of the Nintendo videos I've done. I'll link the Starbucks videos I've done. I'm going to link all of these videos in this comment. Y'all really want to go back and just watch these and you'll really understand what's going on. It'll catch you up to everything as far as what's going on. Now, another thing that happened was Nintendo key cards. Nintendo key cards, nobody likes them. I'm not buying a key card ever under any circumstance, period. If you don't got the full game on the cartridge, I'll go digital at worst. But, you know, that's where I'm standing on that. I guess there's a little bit of value somewhat because you can technically share the game physically with people. But again, it's not even actually on the game. It's just a glorified digital cartridge, which is insane. And he began to talk about key cards and defend them when nobody wants them. Nobody likes them. And he put himself in a very bad predicament. And now, like I said, if you want to look up Nintendo hate, you'll find numerous videos and people that have extremely blown up just based off of dropping Nintendo hate videos. You know, and that's one thing that we're going to see is Nintendo was a very beloved company by everybody. I mean, like 99% of the people love Nintendo. Now it's probably closer to maybe like 50-50. And I'm just being honest. Like, I'm very mixed on Nintendo at this point based off of the decisions that they've made. Now, if you start to go down this rabbit hole, you'll find a lot of great content creators talking about this subject. I approach things from a little bit of a different lens when I do my videos. So we don't necessarily talk about the same things other people talk about for the most part. So what we're going to do is look at Doug Bowser and his farewell post. We got it right here. Let's see. Let's go here. And we'll just see what happened here. Now, I wanted to look at a few things. Today I announced my plan to retire from Nintendo effective at the end of the year. Nintendo is an integral part of my 44 years, starting with Donkey Kong Arcade as a kid in college. He continues to go on, and then he extends his best wishes to Devin Pritchard. We'll talk about her. She'll be stepping up as the president, CEO, and lead Nintendo America moving forward. So we will get into her shortly. I just want to look at a few things from Nintendo, and I want to get the latest. So I'm going to update this page because shortly before I started this live stream, they had nothing on Nintendo's X page expressing any type of, I don't know, like usually when somebody leaves that you really care about, you probably throw like a party, you put together like, you know, a commemorative video, like, you know, him at the office, like with all, you know, like a farewell tour type of thing he would get. And he posted this to his very small YouTube or X page, which, you know, he's only at 284,000 now. Nintendo reaches a lot more people with 14.2 million followers, and they decided not to say anything about him retiring, which is not a good sign as far as the departure of Doug Bowser. And it really says that you know, there was definitely some things going on between him and the company. Now, if we look here on Nintendo's website, the most recent news that they have is just a FIFA game is on the way, or it's already here. And you see nothing about Doug Bowser. We don't get a special splash page when you open up the website saying that we really appreciate Doug. Instead, you got advertisement for a game. So with that being said, did Doug resign? Was Doug fired? I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think he would have been fired if he didn't resign. I think they applied pressure to Doug and said, you got to get up out of here. We need somebody that's going to be a lot better moving forward as far as the presentation that they exhibit to the public. So what happened was we had this woman come in. Her name is Devin Pritchard. If you look here, we probably don't know much about her, although she's been with Nintendo for about 19 years. If you look at her Wikipedia here, you'll see that it's basically a short paragraph, and it just says she's been with the company for a while and she'll be replacing Doug Bowser. Usually, you know, somebody that is prominent has a bigger Wikipedia, especially someone that's been with Nintendo for 19 years. However, they're probably working on a bigger profile for her now. But as she was announced, not much to say about her. We'll look at this one video.
And, you know, as you take a look around, the purpose of this store is really to connect with our customers and connect them with Nintendo characters and worlds. And we're really excited about the various opportunities that we have to do that. And we're very, very humbled by the reception. I am incredibly excited to get home and school some teenage boys that live in my household while playing as a cow, riding on a motorcycle. So that's the kind of game that Mario Kart World is. And if you while playing as a cow, riding on a motorcycle game ever. And I am incredibly excited to get home and school some teenage boys that live in my house.
Judge my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
So here she says she's gonna school some teenage boys in Mario Kart. I find that hard to believe. Now, it could be possible, but usually teenagers have much more time to play video games, and they're usually going to be much better than adults. Although I will say now that adults actually probably, I don't know, they might even outpace the adults that are between the ages of like 30 and 50 are actually probably the biggest market for gaming. And you would think that it was kids. I think when gaming first started, it was like, you know, ages like 8 to 20. But now I think the bigger market is probably like, that's why they really feed on nostalgia a lot in Nintendo, releasing things like the Virtual Boy. Like, there's no kids that want to play the Virtual Boy. That's all for old aging adults, mostly millennials that really just want the nostalgia of that. And, you know, I may be one of them. There's a good chance I'll get the Virtual Boy and never play it, but just want to have it as a collector's item. And, you know, what Nintendo doesn't realize is that a lot of the things, and I just want to go back into one last thing with this, when it comes to like the pricing and everything, I think what they didn't do and Doug Bowser specifically, although he doesn't call all the shots, a lot of this is coming from Nintendo in Japan. The Nintendo of America is different. A lot of times they're just relaying the message from Japan to the American audience, but the American audience is very, very loudly voiced, and America sets a lot of trends for the world. A lot of the rest of the world follows America and what we do, and we're very influential. So when we start to complain, it reverberates throughout the entire world. Now, what I do want to say is that they actually probably should have had their digital games be priced cheaper than their card games, because a lot of their issues that they had was because of, they're saying that the tariff. So, you know, they wanted to blame the U.S. president for their prices having to go up. But the problem is that that has nothing to do with the prices of digital content, right? So, okay, say this, hey, and look, they just hired Devin. You can hire me. I'll help you out in like 5 seconds. I'll do it right here, unscripted. Hey, I just want to talk to all the fans of Nintendo, and I just want to tell you guys, we absolutely deeply care about you. You've been with us throughout all these years, and you've stayed loyal to us. What we want to do is explain the situation. Because of the tariffs and them raising the price of us to get our product overseas into America, we're going to have to raise the price on our physical media, okay? And if you want to buy a cartridge, we're going to have to charge $80 for it. I'm not going to use terms like variable pricing, or if you're too broke, just get the original Switch or get a Switch Lite. We still want to get the Switch 2 in your hands. And because of that, we're going to make digital games, something that has nothing to do with tariffs, much cheaper, okay? So what's going to happen is the digital games are going to be priced what you would usually expect at, about $49.99, all right, across the board. Now, however, when we're importing the hardware, we're going to have to make it a little more pricey, but that's going to offset because we're going to make all of our digital stuff extremely affordable for everyone. Now, for the collectors out there that just have to have the physical, you are going to have to pay more. And I want you to understand that it is only because of the tariffs. And as the prices become lower, we will start to lower our prices based off of how the logistics are working, supply chain, and everything that's going on in politics and the government. But we just want to extend that to you. And then also, you know, we'll have reward things and different loyalty programs. If you remain with us, if you're not criticizing us online and making YouTube videos that are actually making people begin to start to hate us, then we will absolutely reward you. But I just want you to know that us at Nintendo, we care about you very, very much, okay? And also, anything else that we can do moving forward to give you more clarity on things that you're worried about and you're not understanding, we are going to provide that and be very, very transparent with everything going on. Sincerely, Nintendo. All right, something like that. I think that actually works for the most part. Might have, you know, AI kind of clean up some of my speech in there. Okay, they could have did that. They chose not to. They just chose to raise the price, be very private, not say anything to anybody, and confuse the audience. And because of that, you have multiple people starting to despise this company to the point where now you have Mario Kart, what is supposed to be a beloved game by all, beginning to get hate, and people are actually advocating for Sonic Racers, which would be like the redheaded stepchild, some may say, to the Mario Kart World Series. But no, they are pushing Mario Kart Racing to the extreme, to the point where they almost had me convinced to buy the game, and I don't even like kart racers. But I began to start to dislike Nintendo so much in the way that they've been moving that I wanted to buy Mario Kart Racing just to help the sales out. It's insane, right? And, you know, I don't necessarily groupthink, but hey, look, let's be honest. Social media is a very powerful tool. Now, I want to go into Devin Pritchard a little bit and kind of talk about because a lot of people are coming from this angle. And this is, you know, I keep up with everything that's going on. So I know a little bit about everything. A lot of people are talking about bringing a woman in, and they're saying, like, you know, bringing a woman is not a good decision as a female CEO. Okay.
Stop.
That's the sentiment of the people. A lot of people are saying this. Now, we can remember and you can look at like a Marissa Mayer, you know, she was the CEO, and she had different situations with Verizon. And that was like back in 2012. Elizabeth Holmes might stand out to some. But I'll actually go, because I got a lot. The CEO over at H&M, they began to experience lower sales, earnings, missing expectations, and just having a lot of issues. But more recently, and I can go through a list, but I got to shorten this up, unfortunately. But we will look at just more recently, the Cracker Barrel CEO that stepped up and began to, wholesale change what was going on over there. And because of that, she had to actually reverse course and change the logo back amidst a lot of pushback from the core audience. And what I think was going to happen with her, and why I don't think it necessarily matters whether she's a woman or not, is because Doug Bowser made some very key, terrible mistakes. But a lot of things that go on within this industry is a lot of these people they're just speaking for someone else, right? They just want to put somebody out there that's going to be a friendly face and not necessarily have them make decisions. Now, when you look at women, they tend to be a little more agreeable. And I think that's what Nintendo wants, because a person like Doug Bowser was out just basically doing whatever the hell he wanted to. And that's why he's out now. Now, she'll probably be a lot more easier to control than Doug and be a lot more personable to the Nintendo audience. And that's what I'm thinking. But she's getting a lot of pushback from the YouTubers at this point. And if you want to go down that rabbit hole, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But again, we look at things from a whole different perspective, something that we had to talk about just a bit. Now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually go and talk about, we're going to bounce back to this in 1 second, but I did want to talk about the Starbucks thing. So it's going to kind of be like Sonic Racing. When you're racing in Sonic Racers, you'll be on one course and then you'll go through a Sonic ring and you'll port into another course and then you'll end up back at the original course by the end of the race. We're going to do that right now. We're going to go into Starbucks. They have just announcing plans that a whole bunch of their workers have been cut
some corporate jobs, close some North American stores as part of the company's broader turnaround efforts. Let's get to Kate Rogers, who brought us that news early this morning. Morning again, Kate.
Good morning, Carl. So Starbucks announcing a $1 billion restructuring plan this morning in an SEC filing, adding that it will lay off some 900 non-retail employees and, as you said, close stores. The number of company-operated stores in North America will decline by about 1% in fiscal year 2025, accounting for both openings and closures, Starbucks said. It estimates about 90% of the expected $1 billion in restructuring costs will be attributable to the North America business, and a significant portion of those expenses will be incurred in fiscal year 2025. Starbucks said in the filing it's prioritizing investment, quote, closer to the coffee house and the customer as it looks to reverse a sales slump in its biggest market here in the U.S. It seems store sales have been negative for 6 straight quarters, and CEO Brian Niccol has just surpassed the 1-year mark in that role.
Okay, so that's a quick overview of what's going on. You're looking at their stock price. You're looking at they're trying to $1 billion restructure of the entire company at this point. And the reason why, and a lot of people aren't talking about this, and again, we look at things from a different lens than most people. That's why, we over here, our family, we don't just follow the trends. We create our own lanes. Now, I want to look at this video right here. What do we got?
Sudden exit of its Indian
look at this video real quick.
Lakshman Narasimhan after just 2 years at the helm. What led to this abrupt change? Let's dive into the details and uncover the reasons behind this shakeup. Lakshman Narasimhan, a seasoned executive with a background at PepsiCo and other consumer brands, took over as Starbucks CEO in March 2023 after working closely with the former CEO Howard Schultz. His tenure, however, has been cut short, with the company announcing his departure with immediate effect. But here's the twist. Starbucks shares jumped over 20% after the announcement. Yes, you heard that right. But why did this happen? The answer to that could be the fact that Starbucks has been grappling with some serious challenges recently, facing backlash over price increases and boycotts related to the ongoing Israel-Gaza war. Consumer complaints about long wait times and rising prices have added to the pressure. And let's not forget the influence of activist investors like Elliott Investment Management pushing for leadership changes.
Yeah. And I covered this. I had over an hour-long video covering this. And again, I'm going to link these videos in the description because I think it's very, very important that we see what's going on. But I'm going to go back to an old DotSale. This is an old DotSale right here. You see, I looked a little bit different because I had the long Jesus hair going on. Yeah, yes. That's how they describe Jesus. Hair like Velcro, long, luscious, skin of bronze. Hey, when you look at if you look at Jesus, they don't even he don't look. If you see the pictures of him, like if you just Google Jesus, what's he look like? It ain't gonna look like how they described in the Bible. All right. So this was my take on it. You see the workers here, right? Laying off 900 employees over at Starbucks. See what I had to say. Very, I don't know, I want to say well put together, but it's definitely something that, you don't often see people wear. So I would say that it's very unique. And, you got, I just feel like this blowhorn doesn't fit the body stature of this one right here. Like, I mean, you need a full-size blowhorn to fit your body stature. It seems comical for you to have such a small blowhorn. That looks like one that should be used by a child. Now, what I want to do real quick is I just want to... So, you see me having a little bit of fun with the Starbucks workers because they were beginning to protest because they didn't want to agree with what Starbucks was trying to do as far as they just wanted uniformity within their company. So they were saying everybody just wear black shirts, green apron, and just represent our brand in the right way. Take out all the piercings out of your face and all the facial tattoos and all the crazy hair. And we just want our store to look normal as far as how Starbucks views it. Now, these people right here said, absolutely not. We're a union. We're going to begin to strike, and we're going to begin to leave and make you guys suffer. Now, this is a lot of the issue of why they had to fire 900 workers coming up just recently, because this was only like 5 months ago. It was just over the summer where they began these protests. Now, if you look at it, I had this video right here to show, and this is how they want them to look right here. They want them to look like this. And again, this is how they want it to look. So, that's a big difference, right? It's a huge difference. And that's how they want to look at Starbucks. All right. And, so that was an issue, right? Now I want to go to this part right here and let's see this guy. Or her. I mean,
I'm literally
1 second. We'll be right back.
Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but, like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends, they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's only scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people.
That's all I hear.
Lord, at this store, and there's so many customers. And they're good. We don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place because he didn't want to be held accountable for not wanting to come in. They don't want to help us. We need a union because this can't happen. This can't happen. We need fair scheduling.
Well, and I'm gonna talk for myself and not for myself, I guess technically. Let me back out real quick. So basically, these were the kind of employees that they were dealing with. So you wonder why 900 employees got fired. If you got guys like this on your force, I mean, you're going to need to make some wholesale changes, right? And I even did a lot on this. So this is definitely a video you want to check out, especially with the most recent news. I looked back at, because I get very deep in certain, when I into something, I really, really get deep in it. I even went back and showed how Starbucks workers used to look back in like the late 90s, early 90s, right? What's going on as far as the dress code here? Like 1999, and this is from that time period. You look at the yeah, just great employees. And then, you know, if you look, you know, it kind of turned into this at some point. I mean, she works at Starbucks, bruh. And that doesn't even represent the company at all. Like, you don't know what's going on when you see somebody like that actually working. And I went on and I had a conversation with Mom DotSale. I don't know what to call her. Mama DotSale. For hold on, you hear her talking. The dress code.
And like I said, I just went to a thrift store. I bought some. I got paid. I went back to the thrift store.
Because she worked at Starbucks.
And who doesn't have socks? What kind of socks do you have to wear?
So it was fun. It was fun. We had a whole bunch of fun with that video, and you know, so we talked about it, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. I almost want to go back and watch that. But you know what happened after that was, and where'd he go? I don't got him. I thought I had him. I don't got him. Hold on real quick. Let me do it like this. So the new guy that's there, right? Let me see. I got it. Hold on one second. I got to get it up. We're going to go back into the Nintendo stuff, and then we're going to move on. Let's see. All right, I'll just pull it up, whatever. We're good. Where are we at? Yeah. So this guy right here, Brian Nickel, I believe it's pronounced. He came in and he stepped in and he started to make wholesale changes. He was previously at Chipotle and he got up out of there. And then pulled up to Starbucks, and now he's over there, and he's like, look, we got to change everything, bro. Like, y'all are tripping. We're all them workers, the guy you just seen crying on TikTok about pay, and all these people that are protesting outside of our store, destroying our valuation in our company, they're all gone. I'm firing every last one of them. I'm going to every single store, and we're picking out all the ones that are problems. And, you know, he began to do that immediately, Brian Nickel. So, got a new CEO, and that's where we want to go back. That's where we want to go back and just go back to, we'll go back to Pritchard. We'll go back to Pritchard. So, you know, I actually know personally a woman CEO. Now, it's not in the same field. I think that there's different fields that are probably better than others, but I just want to show that when you look at a guy like Lex, like this guy, or is he at? They got his picture. Let me see. We got his picture right here. I want to find his picture. Let's just click this. Should pull up with his picture. Let's go images. Yeah, this is the one that they had to fire. He came in there, he destroyed Starbucks immediately, and they got him up out of there. They got him up out of there immediately. And
what will you learn? What will you learn? That your actions have consequences.
They brought in Devin. Now, I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. But I know this. It's going to go two ways. Either she's going to comply with what Nintendo says and just speak on their behalf and not shake up anything, and everything's going to stay exactly the same, and the company is going to continue to go in a downward spiral as far as the core. Well, I don't want to say the core. The people that are fringe, that are kind of borderline, are going to continue to hate them, or she's going to come in and make wholesale changes that might not be the best for the company, as in like changing a logo or something like that, which would annihilate the entire fan base of Nintendo if you even touch the logo whatsoever, like the woman over there at Cracker Barrel did, right? So my thing is this, and I have no idea what's going to happen again. She's going to be trained in by the old regime, assuming that's usually how it goes in the transition period. So, you know, has she looked up to Doug? Are they going to give her carte blanche to do whatever she wants as far as what she feels is necessary to give the wholesome family and lovely image that Nintendo has had since their inception, who knows? But we will see, and we'll follow up on this. So that's what I got as far as that, and we are going to move on. I mean, it goes much deeper, but again, we're on a time crunch. I want to get to the AB stuff real quick because we got to talk about him. We'll give him like a few minutes because he doesn't deserve much more than that. TK214. TK214. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I put some effort into that. I do my research. I try to figure things out. So let's go into this Adrien Broner situation. We'll recap it real quick, and then we will go into, and we still got a positive story at the end. We are always gonna end off on a positive note. I don't care how much time I got, that has to be done. So we will get into that. But let's just get a quick recap of what's going on as far as Adrien Broner. So this is CAMRON right here. If nobody knows who he is, probably do. This is him talking.
All these people would get his third of Rockefeller. Mace was like, yo, nah, bro. Come on, B. That's Dame, bro. Word to everything I love. He's like, that's Dame. And he don't even, like I said, they don't have the best relation. He's like, nah, tell him, he's like, yo, you want to go 5-5? We can't let this nigga go out like that. So I called Dame. I say, yo, Mace want to help out. So he's like, we got $1 million. He's like, well, I don't know. Because young boy NBA called me up. He got $2 million.
So this is him basically talking about Dame Dash, and CAMRON is not against beefing with somebody. He will go directly at you. So there he is beefing with Dame Dash currently as we speak. Now, if you want to look here, this is what happened to lead up to AB apologizing to Dame or to CAMRON.
I love you. The guy, I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Arabia, is that a real background?
Hey, Stat, could you stop?
Yes.
Arabia is...
Nah, yo, bro, some G, bro, some G shit. We got to.
Oh,
boyfriend here, yo.
Oh, shit.
I told you that.
My bad.
Like it's all like. Okay, I guess we can move on to football then.
Stat, oh my God.
Yo, Stat, let's do the football. I guess that answered the question about Floyd. When I see you taking off some time,
I'm mesmerized by Stat.
This nigga here, bro.
I did not know you looked that good in person. My bad, bro. You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to ask you to go, my nigga. I mean, I have to ask you to go, man. I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being here. I appreciate you. I love you, my nigga.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you, but I'm gonna pay you for your time. But you can't violate, bro. I told you that.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Nah, I told you niggas boyfriends in here. You know when my brother
shit, my bad, bro. My bad.
Nah. But I appreciate your time.
It's me.
Well, if you want to wait for us outside, you could, but I'm not gonna sit here and not value your time neither. Good, but I appreciate it, bro. You gotta step out. Yeah, no problem.
You look so good in person.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey,
what you wish that?
You just seen a disgraced Adrien Broner walk out. Now, Adrien Broner had this to say to CAMRON later on, and CAMRON, a person that doesn't care about controversy, actually put out their private text message to the world. Wow. Nani? Big bruh, as a main, I could truly apologize, my ninja, with you. Heavy gang, all that internet. I will never beef with you, a ninja I looked up to since I was a baby. I hope, I gotta read it like this because this is how he's speaking it. Plus there's no type of grammar going on. Like he didn't run it through ChatGTP just to clean it up. There ain't no periods, exclamation marks, question marks, nothing's going on, bro. So I hope it ain't no bad blood in between us like an armrest. You see what he did there? In between us like an armrest. He think he a battle rapper. All right. Cause I'm gonna go shake that monkey off my back. He gonna shake the monkey off his back. I never understood that term. If somebody can explain it, what does that even mean? I'm assuming he's gonna stop taking drugs. All right, so, and I'm gonna get my ish together, and I would love in my life, gang. Yeah, love, 100, whole bunch of ABs. That's what he had to say. Now, just before this or just after this, I would assume slightly before, he had this happening. AB right here skips out on a $2,200 tab at a restaurant or a club, one or two.
But how is he gonna get this money?
He gonna get it back, man. Can we do a party or something?
Why am I bleeding, bro?
No, because we got to square this up tonight.
Y'all taking me away.
Bro, I know you. Baby, you don't want, bro. You're not gonna do that. You ain't worth going to jail, bro. I know you can't.
I ain't did nothing.
But you really want
get some money.
I don't know what's
tomorrow.
going on.
Did y'all order anything from him?
Yeah.
Hey, yo. Hey, for this, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm right here at the front door. Yeah.
He didn't even make that today. Bro, I don't have that. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? You AB, bro.
Yeah, that's what he makes in 2 weeks, bro.
Right, he didn't make that in one night.
Whenever y'all ready to arrest, here y'all go.
That's like promotions, man.
That's all I can give. If y'all don't want it, take it back. What that is?
I think AB's on Fenty. You know, when you see a fentanyl user, you know, hopefully you never have to drive past these people, but every once in a while, you know, you can't help it. You just rolling past like the bus stop or something, and they just be standing there. They'll be standing like, I can't even demonstrate it. It's so awkward. But they'll literally be like standing up, sleep, like leaned over to the side, just like drooling out their mouth. And I don't even know how they can hold that pose. Like, I'm a whole athlete, and I can't even hold a pose a fentanyl user can hold when they're high like that. It's so awkward. I'm like, how is that possible? And the way that he's just leaning over and kind of just like still strong but weak at the same time, like, I'm looking at Fenty, but you know, maybe he'll tell us one day.
Damn, let's get them some money, man. They showed us some hospitality to the max. Nah, what's that?
Give it to him. That is all I can give.
All I can give. So do y'all think his apology is fair? After he just did this within the same, I mean, this is 4 days ago. He's texting CAMRON. This video comes out. He does the first thing about a week ago. It's all good just a week ago. Cam kicks him out on camera. Then he puts this video. This video comes out of him skipping out on a $2,200 tab. Then he's hitting up Cam saying, yo, I'm sorry. The next life, my next chapter's coming up and I want you to be a part of it. And then, you know, Cam's response down at the bottom. Thanks for that, bro. And you see Cam has some actual grammar to his text. Thanks for that, bro, because I feel the same. I love you like a brother and I'm here whenever you need. I think that's somewhat sarcastic, but you know, nonetheless, that's what's going on with AB. The latest on him, the latest on Cam. Very interesting characters, and we've already went into Adrien Broner, so there's no reason to really go back into it. Just to update. I like to update what's going on with stuff that I've talked about before. If I can get a quick update. So, what do y'all think about Adrien Broner and his whole situation? And do you think Adrien Broner is ever gonna? You think he's ever going to get back in good grace? You think he's ever going to recover? Because I feel like his time is running out. I feel like Adrien Broner, like, he still has value somewhat, but it's starting to decrease. And if he can't pay a $2,200 tab, you know, with all of the money that he's brought in, if he's struggling like that, it's not a good sign. Because the thing about people that have a lot of money is they can be in a lot of debt really fast. So it might be like, okay, cool. But people will start to lend you money. Like when you've made millions of dollars, people will loan you $1 million. So if you blow through that, you can be $5 million in debt. People wonder how do people get $5 million in debt, $10 million in debt? It's because when you have money or when you have things, people want to give you more things. They'll loan you money. Hey, I know you got it. I'll loan you $1 million at 5%. They feel like it's free, easy money. But if they end up continuing to go downward in a spiral, all of a sudden they're in 10 digits of debt. And then, you know, how many digits? No, 7. About 7 digits of debt. I don't think AB's going to 10 digits of debt. That's like Elon Musk type stuff. So, very, very interesting. Let's see. Lola said Nintendo's terrible now. You're a gamer, Lola? You a gamer? Oh, yeah, I want to show y'all my Switch. I got my Switch right here. I want to show y'all my Switch. It was actually supposed to be shown earlier. I got this case right here. This is Switch 2. I got this case right here. And by the way, there's just too much going on right now. I had like 10 stories I wanted to cover and I couldn't get to all of them. But D-Brand, they finally sent me their case. I got the Kill Switch case. I got all my games in there. Not all of them, just the ones I could fit in there. And it took me 2.5 months to get this case. They didn't give me nothing extra for it. They sent it through the mail. It almost got stolen. It was just crazy. So I'm never buying nothing from D-Brand again. D-Brand, I know you really heavy with the with the content creators. Like that's how you leverage a lot of your influence. So I'm gonna need y'all to reach out to me, DotSale, D-Brand, and make things right with me. So I can make a video praising you and saying, D-Brand threw me a lot of cash. So now I'm gonna talk highly of them, even though that they fried me with this case that took forever. That I don't know. I'm mixed on it. I like the grips, but I think I could have got some from Amazon the next day. That was very comparable. So D-Brand, y'all gotta holler at me for real. I'm just all over the place today. It's Friday. It's a Feel Good Friday. You know what? Let's go into the last story. Oh, hold on. We got CP's in the building. Nope, I don't want that one. Nah, we want to go here. We want to go here. I'll give you this instead. Let me give you this instead. Yeah, AB's on drugs for sure. He fell off. And I actually liked the guy when he was in his prime, when he was rocking with Mayweather and them. All right, let's get into our positive story of the day. No, not that one. Wait, no. I want to go here. Yeah, let's go here. We're done with AB. We might not never come back to him, actually. I'm done with that guy. Until he's off drugs for at least like a month, then we can't talk to him no more. He got to show us that sobriety coin, and then we'll talk to him. Boy donates stem cells to father. Shout to Tira for this story. I appreciate this story. Let's watch it. It's a quick one.
A cherished moment for any father and son playing catch for Dr. Nick Mundek and his 10-year-old son, Stephen. It's a moment made sweeter knowing Dr. Mundek was at death's door recently. That is until his son saved his life, giving them more cherished time to make memories like this.
This past April of this year, I relapsed with leukemia.
Dr. Mundek had had a stem cell transplant before. Now he desperately needed another one, yet he could not find a match.
As soon as my doctor came in the room, I said, could a 9-year-old who's 70 pounds give us enough stem cells? And he just looked at me and smirked and he said, he just might be able to.
Budding rocker Stephen Mundek was a match. The procedure more difficult due to Stephen's age. He was a mere 9 years old at the time, one of the youngest ever to undergo a stem cell transplant. Yet he didn't hesitate. The transplant performed at Cedars-Sinai Guerin Children's in Los Angeles. It was a smashing success.
Feels good to do that because all my friends are proud of me.
Dr. Mundek sees his son as a superhero who, like in the movies, saves the day. And in this case, saving his dad.
They got a cape on and they're flying to someone in need who, is in a critical point of their life. And then to see that unfold in front of you, not just any person, but your 9-year-old, is incredible.
Because of the actions of his boy, Dr. Mundek will no doubt have many more years to share and cherish memories like this, a simple game of catch with this hero who happens to be his son.
With his hero who happens to be his son. And
as a superhero,
I want to stop. Yeah, let's stop it there. I just want to say, I think this is an incredible story. And, all the deadbeat fathers that ran out on your kids. Now, I mean the actual not the ones that got mothers that are stressing them out, trying to financially abuse them, putting them on child support unnecessarily, being toxic, threatening to delete the babies and all. I'm talking about the actual deadbeat father. Just those guys. I hope if you ever need a stem cell donation, that your son does the same thing and he runs on you. Because, look, for me, being a father is one of the greatest accomplishments of my existence, personally. And I've done a lot of great things, a lot of them. But having kids, you know, like, my legacy continues through them. And, you know, I think, like, a lot of people would say, like, oh, you know what? I don't want to have kids. You know, what is life? And they want to, like, but then people at the same time want to live forever, like they never want to die. But then at the same time, the only way to actually continue on forever is through your kids. It's the only possible way. Unless some of those people that are getting their, like, brain freezed and all that for like $250,000 and hoping that in the future they can be revived, you know, they might be on to something. But anyways, I had to talk about this. We got to end the weekend off right, and this was a great story to do it. Shout out to Tara for the story. I appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all, family. Y'all are incredible. I mean, like, honestly, you know, and we'll continue to expand. We'll continue to have more people start to discover us as time goes on and join our family. But the ones that were here originally will always have a very, very, very close place in my heart. Let me just, like, this is how I'm feeling. I appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much. Oh my God, it's Friday, y'all. It's Friday! I can't believe I ain't got no work this weekend. I'm just gonna try to find something. Like, if something pop up, I'm taking it. I always set my own schedule. I do whatever I want to. I don't know. It's always been like that for me. I prioritize different things. It's probably why I'm so happy, man. I don't really get upset. I appreciate y'all. Till Monday.